Okay, this is Jenny, and this is going to be part 3 of Mailchimp, which is going into an existing template and using it to make a new campaign. So you'll first go to the Mailchimp logon page and log in as Fairfield Theta and the password that has been shared with you. And you can check Stay Logged In and go ahead and log in. Okay, and so the first thing that will appear is your dashboard, and it will list your recently sent campaign. Here we can see that one was recently sent in connection with a CASA legislation. It was sent to a group of 134 subscribers, and then you just get an overview of here of what happened with that campaign. 34% opened it. Unfortunately, 0% clicked on it, but we hope they took some other action to support it. Okay, so for our purposes today, we're going to go up to the upper main level menu, and we're going to click on Campaigns. And here we see all of the campaigns that have been sent and not deleted. And they are listed in order of when they were sent out. So the most recent is listed first. So we're interested in taking the recent newsletter and updating it to send out a more updated newsletter. So if we look down here and we find that the most recent newsletter is this one, March-April 2016, and we're going to go ahead over to the pull-down menu next to that, click on that, and we're going to go ahead and replicate the email. So click on Replicate. Okay, and the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to ask you what list you want to send it to. So we have a couple of different lists here that we update from our OP record or information we get from nationals, but for newsletter campaigns, we want all thetas in Fairfield County. So thetas, Fairfield County, 824 emails that we have out of 1,200 living in the county. This is how many emails addresses we have. And we're going to go ahead and click on Send to a New Group or Segment, because when we update this, we're going to probably be sending a few you will be sending some test emails to yourself, make sure they look great, and then you can come back here and send to the entire list. So we're going to go ahead and send to a new group or segment. And you want to, the new segment is going to be yourself. So if you come to the pull down menu here, we want subscribers that match any of the following conditions, and we will click here for a pull-down menu of conditions, and you're going to put your own email address. Now, don't confuse email client here with email address here. In email client, excuse me, email client would be like Yahoo or Google or me.com. It would be domains. So if you click email client, then you're going to get these kinds of options: AOL, Gmail, Hotmail, emails going just to that client. That's not what we're looking for here. So looking at the pull down, we come down to email address, click on that, and then we can fill in the email address. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my own email address in here. So that means that as of right now, if I were to send this campaign, it just goes to me. And so if you click here, right now there are 0 recipients matching this, but if we refresh the count, we'll see that there is now 1 recipient, and that's what we specified. Okay, so we are in the recipients step, which is the first step of getting an email campaign ready to send out. The next one is going to be set up. So we can just go ahead and click on next. And now we see the campaign level, not the account level, but the campaign level information for this campaign that we replicated. So the name of the campaign obviously was indicated that it was March, April, and that's not shown in the campaign itself, but when we show the list of campaigns that we looked at just a minute ago, that's how it would have been named. So we're going to change this to May, June, just so that we know later what we're looking at. Email subject is shown to our recipients, so it's the subject that comes into their subject line when they get the email into their inbox. So we're going to change that as well to May, June. And then the from email address should be whatever email address you are using. So we'll go ahead and have that be publicityfatkat@gmail.com. Okay, so then just a quick note about this message, which is new and which you can click here for more information. But basically, there are new email filters in a lot of the domains, including Gmail, and I think Yahoo is going to be instituting them as well. And if a campaign comes from an email address that is at gmail.com or at yahoo.com or some other well-known domain, and it's not a private domain, it may not get through people's spam filters. It may go to trash. It might go to promotions, or it may get through. It just depends on how their spam filters are set up and the email provider. So you have to have a from email address. It has to be valid. And one way we might want to think about getting around this is establishing a private domain for our chapter. In other words, if we were to establish a private domain and the from address was publicity@fairfieldkat.com, it would then be a private email address, and we wouldn't get this message. We wouldn't have this warning. It would get through filters better. So we can think about that for another day, but we would have to pay for domain names. So we're going to go ahead and acknowledge the risk and hope that most of them get through. So we'll click on that, and we just have to acknowledge it twice. Okay, and so we're going to progress to the next stage, which, as we see here, is going to be template. So we will just go ahead and click on next. Okay, so we already have a template that's been selected, and it's the right sidebar template. If you wanted to change the template, you can, and there's all of these different templates here. So just something to think about. But for right now, we're not going to change the template. So we're going to be heading towards the design. So we're going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, so design is where you actually are going to be changing actual content, adding new content, taking content away from the newsletter. And I think at this point we will stop this video and go to a new video, part 4, which I will title Updating Content in a Campaign. So I will see you in part 4. Thanks for listening.